Welcome back. Now that we have all our cells populated with results, starting from cell C up to I, we now want to determine the grades for each candidate. So let me start by populating for all other cells. Then we see how we can work with grades. So to work with grades, we are going to use a grading system, okay? So in this case, we are going to use a function called if. How does this function called if work? It allows us to take decisions in very simple steps without having to waste a lot of time. The if function does not only work with marks, okay, but it works with whenever using Excel and we need to take decisions. As long as we have some facts on table in form of data, we can use those facts to define which kind of decision or action should be taken. For example, I may want to see who to promote amongst my employees, when to promote people, when to recruit new staff, okay? As long as I have some facts, I can use those facts to help me take decisions very fast. Therefore, we shall say equal sign, but before saying equal sign, I have with me a grading system that I want us to use. For example, look at my screen here. They are telling me that whosoever gets between 80 to 100, the grade is A. Whosoever gets between 75 to 79.9, the grade is B plus. 7 to 74.9, the grade is B, etc. up to the last score. Therefore, let me try to reduce the screen size for Excel so that I'm able to accommodate both screens so that I don't have to keep switching between screens. So we are going to say under grades equal sign, then just like any other function, the syntax is equal sign, function name, open brackets, and then put the arguments in the bracket, afterwards close. Therefore, since we're going to use if function, shall say if, then we shall open our bracket. After opening the bracket, we want to carry out logical tests to find out which decision to take. So amongst the tests, amongst the logical operators that we are going to use, we have an operator called which is called equals. We have another logical operator called greater than, another one called less than, another one called less equal, another one called great equal. Okay, so we want to test whether whichever we have in this cell, that is I2, is between 80 and 100. If it's between that range, we want this candidate. Which action should we take? This candidate should be given an A as their grade. Therefore, we shall say if I2 is great. Great means anything which is above 80. Okay. If I2 is greater than 80. Okay. Now, how about if it is 80? If somebody didn't score beyond 80, but they just scored 80, not more than 80. That means anything which is equal to 80 as well should be considered. So we want to take 80 and above. Therefore, the operator which works in such a case is great equal, more than 80 and equivalent to 80. So let's say if I2 is great equals 80, as our 80 is our input. We enter 80, we get an A. We get 75 and up to 79.9, we get B plus as our output. After saying 80, comma, what is our output? The output should be in quotes, double quotes. Therefore, shall open our quotes and type our output as A and close our quotes. This 80 to 100 is one portion of the form of the function. Then we have 75 to 79.9 as another portion, or call it section of the function. So after each section, we shall put a comma. Therefore, I'll type a comma there and move on to next part or section of the function. What we are going to do, we are going to repeat everything there we have done it here, like this. However, the equal sign at the beginning is typed only once. Therefore, we won't repeat it. That's one observation that you should make or take note of. Another observation is, remember I said this is our input, 80, the output is A. Therefore, we shall also keep changing the input here and the output here, its corresponding output. When we have 80, that means the next time I'm going to put 75, and then the output B plus, okay? Until all are done. Therefore, let's say if, open brackets, that's I2 is great equals 75, comma, open quotes, type our output as a B plus, comma, before putting the comma, we have to first close the quotes, then we say comma, then if once again, open quotes, I2 is great equals 70 this time around, comma, open quotes for the output, we type a B, close the quotes, put a comma, we repeat if once again, open brackets, I2 is great equals, this time around it's 65, put a comma, we open quotes, type our output, which is B minus, close quotes, put a comma. So we are going to do the same thing up to the end. So allow me pause and do it up to the end, up to the second last, as you also do the same. So let's meet when we are done so that we're able to look at what to do last after reaching this level here of 50 to 54.9. Welcome back from the break. Now that we are done populating up to or typing our function up to this level, I want us to look at working with something below 50%. So once again, shall say if, open brackets, that is I2. This time around, we won't say great equals, okay? We shall say less than 50. Any number below 50 is what we want to look at. So we can either say less than 50, or we could even say less equals 49.9. Once you say such, it will cater for any number below 50. So I think let's use less than 50 and see if I2 less than 50, comma, open quotes, type our output as D, close quotes, and then after closing quotes, I think we are done. You don't need to put a comma again anymore because all what we wanted to list has been listed. Therefore, we are going to remember we have been opening brackets, and in computing, whichever you open must be closed. That's why we have been closing the quotes as well. So we opened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Therefore, we are going to close 8 times. So let's close it, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once we press enter, you can see we have 77 in I2. If you have to go and make a lookup in our table, 77 is between 75 to 79.9, which is a B plus. So let's use the fill handle to drag to the adjacent columns below, and we get our entire list populated with grades for all our candidates. Thanks for watching. Let's meet in the next video to look at how we can work with remarks.